there. Welcome to Cozy's Brave New World. Janet, yay, we're on. Hi, Janet. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Here I am in my friend Sarah Bauhan's publishing company office in Peterborough, New Hampshire, which is about 20 minutes from my new home, where our internet is so chancy, it just wasn't worth it. And I'm on my own because Charlie had to stay home and wait for the guy who's going to set up the internet to come. So I brought his hat. So Charlie's hat is back there. Thank you, Raleigh. Hi, Raleigh. Hi, Leanie. Hi, Janet. Hi, David. Andreas. Thank you guys for coming. So it's going to be just me today. We hope to bring Charlie next time. And we can't do it next week, so this may be the every other week method for a while. But it's beautiful here in Peterborough, New Hampshire. I hope it's beautiful where you are, or I hope you're safe inside. 6 limousines pulled into my driveway. 3 were gray and 3 were black. And 6 chauffeurs got out of 6 front doors and opened 6 doors in the back. And from each limousine came a part of a heart, like the kind that you would see on a card from Hallmark. And each piece was carried by a family of ants. And on the lawn it looked like each part of that heart danced together to become one. And I did not know what that heart might mean, why it arrived in 6 pieces in 6 limousines. Limousines carry power and ants usually do not. Maybe in the ant world these ants were big shots. The ants camped out with the heart in the fine summer weather, and I watched as they slowly sewed it together for a while there. It looked like Frankenstein, but a heart without some stitching is hard to find. The limousines left, but the ants stayed. And each morning they circled the heart and they prayed. And they sang it ant hymns and ant lullabies. And the scars on that heart healed by and by. And one morning I looked out and the ants had gone. And the heart looked quite alone out there on the lawn. So I went out to see. I found a note there for me. It said, "With you we all abide. Your heart has arrived." Thank you guys. Janet sent me a question mark. Janet, is there something wrong that I should know about? Janet Peterson sent me a question mark. Hi, Terry Roach. Hi, Richard Broadbent. Wow, Becca. Hi, Becca. So, hi, Claude. Somebody said, welcome to your new home. I just want to make it clear that my fabulous friend Sarah Bauhan has let me use her publishing office until we get better internet where we live. And Sarah is the person who published my book, Ant Him, which is part of the reason I started with it. Sarah was one of my first roommates back in the 80s in Portsmouth. Sarah is a fine musician. And I thought, in case you guys are saying, you know, where's your PayPal link? Today I wanted to say, I wanted to show you some great books from Bauhan Publishing, because Sarah's let me use her office. So the way I can repay her is by letting you guys see your book. So this is by a friend of mine as well, Leif Seligman, a pocket book of prompts. And 70 questions intended as invitations to plumb, look, listen, and engage with life. So in case you're looking for some Christmas shopping or some books for yourself, so this is Bauhan Publishing, bauhanpublishing.com. And I got a couple others, but I'll just show you a few. Hold, hand. My N key is weird. Hand. Okay, so there's nothing wrong, Janet? Okay. That is a hand saying I love the, oh, thank you, Janet. Terry Roach, ants, yay. Betty, hi, Betty. So for those of you coming in late, Charlie couldn't be here today because we had to wait for the internet man to show up at our house. And we've been on the moving in little journey. I'm so glad to see you guys. Last night I was thinking, why did I move from a home with working internet? I had a show last night. My wonderful friend Roland Tech in New York City does a monologue show, and he asked me to play some songs at it, but I had to drive in here and drive back out, and it was just is what it is. But I'm at a beautiful place. How can I argue? How can I complain? My wonderful friend Patrice Hahn said that she's in Oakland, where they can't go outside. It's beastly hot, and the air quality is too bad. And so everyone in California, I want to tell you, I'm thinking of you. So I just put some songs together that, number one, I could do alone and weren't absolutely dependent on Charlie's harmonies. And I also wanted to sing some happy songs because Sarah, hi Sarah, here's your awesome office. There's Sarah. In the land of 10,000 mothers, every song is a lullaby. And nobody marches to war. No one stands in the airport and cries. And nobody dies on the highway with too many words left unsaid. And in the land of 10,000 mothers, we all sleep safe in our bed. And in the land of 10,000 mothers, milk and honey flow without end. And nobody goes away wanting. And you are welcome wherever you've been. You are welcome to lay your head down and get a kiss for every wound. In the land of 10,000 mothers, you will get better soon. And you are welcome no matter what chases you, whatever road you chose through the wood. And in the land of 10,000 mothers, somebody loves you and knows you are good. Somebody loves you and knows you are good. Oh, look at all your wonderful comments. Thank you, guys. John David Sprouse also sent me a question mark. Oops, there's more than one question mark. Claude says he's hearing Charlie's bass in his mind. Yay, me too. I'm happy to see Charlie's hat. Yeah, behind me. Me too, Steve. Thank you. So Sarah, thank you for your beautiful office. So Sarah Bauhan is on our show here. And here I am in her office. So what did I put for number 3? Oh, interesting. I was trying to come up with some songs as I was getting ready because, of course, at the last minute, then I thought, well, I have to go use the bathroom, and you have to go down the hall, so you got to put this on. And Meredith Ray, hi. Oh, and we're doing some shows. I wanted to tell you about a few shows this weekend that are live. On Friday night, Charlie and I are live on the Turtle Hill Folk Festival, which is online, turtlehillfolkfestival.com. And on Saturday, we're doing a show for the Unity Hall in right outside Utica, New York, unityhall.com at 8 p.m. on Saturday. These are all Eastern Standard Times. And the one on Saturday night, Charlie and I actually pre-recorded so you can see our old home in it. So I'm just reading. I just dropped off Buddha at Fort Collins Vet to get a dental. That's your cat. Now I get to listen to you. Thank you, Meredith. So here we are, and we moved here, and I thought about it for. I mean, we'd been looking at houses for a long time, but I have to tell you all that this beautiful house that we'll show you eventually when we have internet. I walked into it, and I was, we've been looking at so many houses, and I said to my little voice, "What do you think?" And the little voice said, "Go for it." The question marks are emoticons that your device is not reading. Oh, thank you, Raleigh. Thank you, Raleigh, so much. Anyway, so I walk in this house, and we've been looking at houses, and there's a lot about this house that I love, and I say, "What do you think?" And the little voice says, "Go for it." So that's about how much, research I did into the house. Like, we don't know how to turn off the security lights. We're not sure how to turn on the heat. We don't know why the water upstairs runs out of hot water. Lots of little things that we don't know. And every once in a while, I get a little overwhelmed by the fact that I've done this thing that's kind of huge. And I reminded myself last night that I don't plan to have my life be an online life, because I hope to see you guys all at shows. So I usually do this song with Charlie, but thank you, Dick Stoner. This is called Woody Guthrie, Watch Over Me. For when I go back on the road, me and Charlie, back on the road. See you guys. Hi, Paula Fuller. Well, November's calling. I am driving through the dark. I know every night you cannot feel strong. And I am on my way to the next church basement. I got coffee and a map and a song. And as I rambled around the highway, Woody Guthrie, watch over me. 'Cause all I know is how to go from town to town and hope the peaches fall down from the trees. Woody, watch over me. Well, I have a few songs, miles of memory of how most lives, they are not beyond repair. And there are ways this world is broken, but I can say for certain most people are good, most everywhere. And as I ramble around the highway, Woody Guthrie, watch over me. 'Cause all I know is how to go from town to town and hope the peaches fall down from the tree. Woody, watch over me. I want to tell you the years of performing has meant that the fact that the capo has fallen off my high E string is not totally throwing me. I'm just going to keep covering that string up until the end of the song. So you'll hear this note a lot. No. So I am on my way to the next part of nowhere. I'm looking for the center and the light. And my father hoped that I would be someone of renown, but I'm driving to a new town tonight. And as I ramble around the highway, Woody Guthrie, watch over me. 'Cause all I know is how to go from town to town and hope the peaches fall down from the trees. Woody, watch over me. Woody, watch over me. So this capo, I think this is the one that I'm not supposed to use, because look, it fell off in the middle of the song. Problems with capos. So this capo I should put carefully where it used to be in the other house, which is in the don't use unless you're really out of capos bowl. But of course I don't have another capo with me, so I just got to do that. But now we'll go to the black capo, different capo. Let me see what you guys are chatting with me about. Hi, Chris Norman. Hi, Bill Shannon. Thank you all for coming in. Hi, John Fuller. Yay, my dentist from long ago. And the guy, Julie Snow. Hi. Hi, it's Julie Snow. Capos are out to get us, says Claude. Yeah. So Julie Snow is now my neighbor. She lives near me. And John Fuller teaches our photography at Moab Folk Camp that we hope to have in 2021. That's our hope. Until then, I'll just keep wearing the t-shirts and the hats. I was thinking of making dish towels for Christmas gifts. If everybody thinks that's a good idea. Hi, Barbara Schiller. Last night after dinner, I walked outside. I lay down on the driveway and looked up at the sky. I lay down to give up. I lay down to say no. I wanted to escape. The driveway would not let go. I have a mind that thinks with time. An answer can be found. The driveway offered no solution. It offered the ground. It'd be hard to pin down what I looked up there to find. Have you been lying in your driveway, searching for relief of some kind? When I lay there long enough to hold what I was feeling, I got up and thanked the driveway for its healing. And when I have to lie down before I can get up again, the driveway can be the perfect friend. It's hard to pin down what I look up there to find. Are you lying in your driveway, searching for relief of some kind? Last night after dinner, I walked outside. I lay down on the driveway and looked up at the sky. Thank you all. Let's see what we got. Hi, Barbara Schiller. Hi, Sal. Hi, Tony Bowles. Yay. So for those of you who are tuning in late, I'm in the office of Bauhan Publishing, who published my first book, and him. My friend Sarah Bauhan, my most awesome roommate, runs a publishing company here in Peterborough, New Hampshire. And so this is her office that she's let me use. You know, it's nice of her to let somebody else come into your office and take off their mask in these days. So it's very, very generous. She's on vacation. And I wanted to show you some of her books in case you want to do some shopping. This is called The Life of the Garment Poems by Deborah Gorlin. And again, it's Bauhan Publishing. So if you're thinking of sending me money on PayPal today, I appreciate that. But if you buy a book, it would be awesome. I'm going to learn how to put up a PayPal link. Raleigh Brown is going to teach me. I'm not quite sure how to do it without it just shouting at you the whole time. But I am going to start sticking up a PayPal link. I think I have time for maybe another song. So I actually, let's see, I have time for two, so I will. I don't know if my friend Barb Scott showed up here today. Check out Parker's Maple Barn in Mason, New Hampshire. Thank you, Randy. So Peterborough, New Hampshire is also where my grandparents used to live. My grandparents moved around a lot. And so this is a song I wrote about my grandfather George, my first musical hero. George taught himself to play stride piano. He learned on his own. And for a while, his family owned a paper company in upstate New York, the Racket River Paper Company. They lived in Potsdam. And then when they sold the company, they also had a Jersey farm in Potsdam. When they sold the company because they had a huge fire and they lost a lot of their money, they had to sell the company and everything, and he became a traveling salesman. And so his piano playing was very useful to him when he was a traveling paper salesman. He worked for the same company his family had owned, and he traveled around the country selling paper. And my grandfather was a charming man. And at some level, if I think about it, I kind of do the same thing he do. I travel around the country and I play this instrument. I'd like you to imagine that on stage here, next to me in this room, is a grand piano. Seated at it is a man in a gray suit with a red tie. He's playing 76 trombones, lead the big parade. And his grandchildren are marching around the room. It's Thanksgiving. When my grandmother leaves the room, he'll sing you dirty verses from songs he learned in college. Get out your old rubber bustle, get out and hustle, 'cause the rent is coming due. While you're out there making money, I'll be waiting for you, honey. If you can't get 5, take 2. My grandfather used to play 76 trombones, and Miss Otis regrets on a piano on a flatbed truck all the way down Main Street with the color guard and the vets. My grandmother saved the picture that they ran in the paper, George and his ivory in the lead. 76 trombones did the big parade, George and his 88 keys. Miss Otis regrets that George will be unable to lunch today. He's down the hall in his room with some childhood tune that will not get out of his way. There's a bird on the windowsill, or is that his old backyard, and that sparrow that once sat on his palm. 76 trombones lead the big parade. In George's head now they all play different songs. And he wore a tulip, a sweet yellow tulip, and she wore a big red rose. And George wears what the nurse dresses him in. Now he can't understand his clothes. My grandmother comes to help him eat his lunch every day and sits with him through the long afternoons. 76 trombones lead the big parade, and love does not forget its tune. Amazing grace, where is your sweet sound? Let it come and abide with me. In the gathering dark, we'll play a song in F sharp. George taught himself on just the black keys, and we'll play it by ear to call heaven near, where not one note has to sound alone. 76 trombones lead the big parade, and George all the way home. George Sisson, one-time inhabitant of Peterborough, New Hampshire, where I'm sitting right here. My grandmother, she says she owned a paper store, a card store. My grandfather liked to move a lot, and that ran through all their money every time they moved. And I remember my grandmother sitting in her assisted living at the end after my grandfather had gone and saying, every time George wanted to move, I took it on the chin. That was my grandmother. A fine, strong Scotch Presbyterian from Ogdensburg, New York. I don't know why, but I'm giving you all the family history today. I'm going to play one more song. I want to thank you all so much for joining me here. You know, you guys just, you're the thing that's like, still feels like home in this new place. So thank you so much. Thank you, Leedy. Thank you, Roland. I want to remind you that if you want to see us this weekend, Unity Hall in Utica, New York, very sweetly, they hired us to play a show this Saturday, and as did the Turtle Hill Folk Festival in Rochester, New York. So New York State is buying our groceries this weekend, and we want to thank them. So on Friday night at 7 p.m., we'll be online at the Turtle Hill Folk Festival, and they have a great lineup. I think Magpie is playing at 7 p.m. at turtlehillfolkfestival.com, I suspect. And it'll be on their Facebook page, and I will be streaming that live from this Facebook page. So on Friday night, if you want to see us, we'll be sitting right here. Charlie will be with me at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do a show Friday night, so join us if you'd like. We'll be right here on my Facebook page, and they're going to bounce it to their Facebook page. So Friday night right here on our Facebook page, and I'll put that on my page. And Saturday night will be on unityhall.com, which is a beautiful arts center in Utica, New York. So Saturday night at 8, like a date night out, as they say. And I want to remind you that Bauhan Publishing, this fabulous place, is letting me do shows. Sarah, thank you so much. Sarah is a fine flautist and penny whistle player, and here's one of her books. Let's see, A Time to Dance: American Country Dancing Hornpipes to Hot Hash, by Richard Neville. Again, Bauhan Publishing. And I actually learned to play fiddle tunes backing Sarah up at a wedding once. She taught me how to do it. It was very nice of her. It's amazing what you learn when you have to make your living in music. I can back you up on the stand-up bass on Emmylou Harris tunes if you need to. I hope you're all staying safe. Today is primary day in New Hampshire. We can't vote yet, but we didn't vote in the primary in Massachusetts so that we can vote in the November election here in New Hampshire. I want to make sure nobody thought we were committing voter fraud. So we're going to register because in New Hampshire, our vote really counts. We're kind of psyched for that. We will not be back here next week because next week is the only day in September that this particular moving company can help me carry some furniture from my brother's house down to our house. So I'm thinking we might do a Monday night or we might do a Wednesday morning. We could do I kind of would like to stay out of Sarah's hair. We could do actually a Monday morning. Next week, if we did it on a Monday morning, everybody chime in if that's a horrible morning for you. We won't, but Sarah comes back on Saturday. I'd like to stay out of her hair if I can. And if not, we'll do it on Wednesday. We'll try and do something next week. And then we'll go back to Tuesdays. Hi, Brian Dozer. I hope you guys are all staying safe. I hope you're registered to vote. I hope you're voting early if you can. So this is a song I wrote about, actually what's now my brother's house in Concord, New Hampshire, which was my mother's when I wrote it. It's called My Mother's House. Thank you so much for being here. And we're coming in on autumn here in New England, and the trees are beautiful. Well, in my mother's house, there are flowers. Summer storm, my mother's house, there is love in all its wonder taking form. In my mother's house are fields of plenty, and in the fall it's like they're all on fire. In my mother's house there are soft house, the winters are quiet. In the silence, hear the falling snow. In my mother's house, there's a time to arrive and a time to Thank you, everybody. I just saw somebody say that we don't want to conflict with Guy Davis's show. I totally agree. So let's see when that is. Claude just said it. I'm going to sign off here, but I just want to see when you play it. Don't conflict with Guy Davis's 10 a.m. Facebook stream. What day is that, Claude? Can you let me know? Oh, thank you, Raleigh. I can find a YouTube and work on that pattern. You know, I taught myself, Raleigh, I taught myself that right-hand pattern for this song. A lot of my right-hand patterns I learned just so I could sound like I had somebody playing with me when I was playing alone. So, Claude, can you tell me when Guy Davis's stream is? It's on 10 a.m. Facebook. Okay, is that on Monday, Claude? Let me know before we go. So, anyway, I don't want to make you all wait, but next week we'll try and do something. I'll try and make sure I don't conflict with every day, but over by 10:30. Oh, okay. Well, then I think I'm going to aim for Monday at 10:30 and keep an eye on a Facebook page. Please take care of yourselves. Check us out Friday here. We're going to do a live stream that's part of the Turtle Hill Folk Festival, 7 p.m. Friday night. And Saturday night, unityhall.com, an art center. I did a show for them. Please stay safe. Check out Bauhan Publishing, this awesome place that's going to be letting us do our shows till we have high-speed internet. Oops, where's the website? Oh, well. Anyway, Bauhan Publishing. I love you guys. Take care. Bye.